and I'm delighted to welcome you to FPL Empire. I am buzzing right now. I know virtually all managers are buzzing at the moment because what the start of the season we've had. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy, guys. It's been a marvelous start to the season, and I can't remember the last time we had so much points going around at the start of the season. So in this video, we'll be looking at my team selection for Gameweek 3, and of course, how we get by in Gameweek 2, my transfer plan going forward. I'm also going to dive into the £1 billion conversation. Yes, that is how do we get the £11.5 million mark, Romelu Lukaku, into our team. So give it a like if you enjoy it, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's jump right into it. So just like Game Week 1 with 96 points in the bag, Game Week 2 was another marvelous episode on our 38th Game Week journey. Despite the fact that Mo Salah and Bruno Fernandes blanked, the rest of the cast, they brought in their A game and they performed marvelously well in so many metrics that made it possible for us to do fairly well again in Game Week 2. So now let's evaluate the scores. So we'll start up in goal with Robert Sanchez, who kept a clean sheet against Watford, and that's 6 points straight in the bag. The 6 points was pretty much expected, and that is pretty much the direction we want to go. Yes, we really want Robert Sanchez to start keeping those clean sheets and coming up with the goods in goal. So we'll move further forward to the defense, and we'll start with Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was another majestic performance from Trent against Burnley, and he was the commander throughout the game. He created 7 chances in the game, the most of any player in the league in Game Week 2. And of course, a clean sheet and an assist to boost. That was Trent we know and we love, and we paid £7.5 million to put in our team. Next is Luke Shaw, who, together with the entire Manchester United team against Southampton, were below par. Luke Shaw had 4 points because he somehow miraculously was gifted 2 bonus points. A number of FPL managers were contesting it, that where those points came from, and there were some conversation on Twitter as to if Shaw was really worth 5.5 million. The truth is, Luke Shaw is one of the best left back in the league, but right now he's not pulling his weight. The entire Manchester United defense are not pulling their weight. Maybe perhaps Rafael Varane is not in the team yet. Maybe perhaps when he comes to the team there will be changes. But the problem of Manchester United at the moment is beyond Rafael Varane. It's deeper than just one person. And I'm not sure Varane could do anything against the goal that Manchester United considered against Leeds United and Southampton. So perhaps we should be looking elsewhere for the moment, and then you come back to Shaw when United, sorts their problems out. There are better options right there at the moment to spend that 5.5 million, and we'll get value for the money. And finally, in the defense is Konstantinos Tsimikas. He is becoming a legend already. I am happy to say that Robertson is fine, and is good to go. But the fact that the reality of, that he is going to, come into the team, and our own beloved Tsimikas will be relegated back to the bench, is really, really heartbreaking. It was another majestic performance from Tsimikas against Burnley. He created 4 chances, that is 3rd best figure in the entire league in Game Week 2. He had 1 assist, which was a pitch of a cross. It was a beautiful cross met with an equally beautiful header that sums up a beautiful goal. So right now he's at 4.2 million, and it is very likely his final days in my team. But we did enjoy it. We did enjoy the run he had, and for this season, He's an FPL Empire legend, really. So 11 points for Tsimikas in Game Week 2, and that sums up the 3-man defense. And they will be moving forward now to the midfield, where, as mentioned earlier, the big eaters did not eat nothing. As a matter of fact, blank majestically. First was Mo Salah with 3 points, though he had a couple of beautiful moments in the game. He even had the ball in the net at some point that was correctly ruled out for offside. Apart from these few flashes, nothing really came from Mo Salah in the game against Burnley. There are a couple of opportunities that Sadio Mane was supposed to play him in, but he declined, and all he gave was 3 points, 2 appearance points plus 1 clean sheet point. He was our captain, so that's 6 points for Mo Salah. I won't whine much about Mo Salah in this video. Later in the video, perhaps I'll be talking about what I will do with him going forward, with all of the speculation regarding the international break, quarantine, and the fact that he might not be available for Game 4 and 5, which is massive for us FPL managers. We'll discuss that pretty much later in the video. Next is Bruno Fernandes, our very own Bruno Fernandes, who blank. Granted, he had a couple of moments in the game. He even hit the post in one attack flick in the game. Aside from that, nothing really. It's one of those games, those off days, in the office, and we should just forget and then focus on the next game, really. Next is Harvey Barnes. One of those guys that are just about to leave my team, as a matter of fact. It's back blank for Harvey Barnes. We could be forgiven for the game against Wolves, but the game against West Ham United yesterday was low of lows, really. Leicester as a whole were a shambles in that match, and I clearly, do not see a redemption for Harvey Barnes in my team at the moment. His final dance, his final dance in my team is a fixture in Game Week 3 against Norwich. If he blanks in that match, and there is no going back, he's leaving my team, and I want to believe this final chance we will be giving him, he will come good. He will come good. We'll be selling him anyway, because the next match afterwards is Man City and Brighton, and I'm not sure Harvey Barnes is the route I want to take going forward for my third midfielder, particularly more so that there is this huge possibility that I might be moving from my custom 3-5-2 formation to 3-4-3 going forward. So perhaps Harvey Barnes had his time, in my team, and then the Norwich game is his last dance. So 2 points for Harvey Barnes, and then we'll move to another blank, Jarrod Bowen. That's 2 consecutive blanks for Bowen, and I really rule the decision to opt for Bowen instead of Said Benrahma, who consistently for the second week in the running is punishing me for deciding to go for Bowen instead of himself. His Majesty Benrahma is just so good. I mean, I still do not know the reason why I opted for Bowen. Perhaps I thought because of this low ownership, it was about 1% at the time, in pre-season, and Benrahma was close to 10% ownership already, and in pre-season, Bowen had 2 goals, 2 assists. Benrahma had 2 assists, 3 goals. So I felt it's about 50-50 really, and with the low ownership on Bowen, it will assist me to boost my rank. I was wrong. I was damn wrong. And Bowen, all of a sudden, though he creates chances, he does just about everything right. His end product is 0. He's the one who gives assist to the assister now, and Benrahma, he plays way further forward, even for now. And I really do hope he comes up with the good against Crystal Palace in Game 3, because that will assist me to make up for a number of spots or rank that have lost as a result of Benrahma's double 12 points haul that he has had now in Game 1 and Game 2. And finally, is Mason Greenwood. My only transfer from Game 2, I had to transfer out what's his name again? Nicolas Pepe, and Greenwood came through for me with 10 points. He scored the only goal that Manchester United had against Southampton. With Edison Cavani still out, he looks set to lead the attack for Manchester United. Of course, he will stay in my team in this period. So now we'll move to the attack, where we'll be starting from the indefatigable Mikel Antonio. He's the guy now, wonderful. He absolutely bullied Leicester defense. Tanela Mate and Soyuncu, he toyed with them throughout. A 16-point record-breaking performance. What else can you ask for? What else can we ask for? And it was a joy to watch, really. It was a joy to watch. 16.3 maximum bonus, and a game against Crystal Palace, who are indifferent at the moment. That's Mikel Antonio, guys. The apple in our eyes at the moment. To complete the two-man attack is Danny Ings, who again scored a pitch of a goal for Aston Villa in that game against Newcastle United. What a beautiful acrobatic finish. The only low point in the game is when Villa won the penalty, and of course Danny Ings didn't take it. Ogazu was still on the field and he took the penalty off him. That's certainly not what we want to see as FPL managers. That was a weird sight, a terrible one. A terrible one. So now we'll go straight to my bench, which is actually an assembly of zeros. Yes. I will start from still 0 point. We're expecting that. Ben White got here with COVID. Was unavailable for the game against Chelsea. 0 point. Daniel Amate considered 4 goals. It was even in the match in the first place because Vestergaard was injured, which was a concern for Leicester because everyone, basically tend to be injured at the moment. And finally, Michael Obafemi, always present, the last man on my bench in the far right. So all of the points from Gameweek 2 sum up to a total of 78. Not so bad, yeah? Not so bad at all. So our overall point at the moment is 174 for an overall rank of 319,672. That is certainly not where we want to be. However, it is not a bad place to be too. I think at the moment there's just about 62 points between myself and the number 1 in the world, and majority of those who are leading the ranks at the moment, they have played either one of their chips or even 2 chips already. So as much as Benrahma really has been disciplining me, I think overall rank of 300k at the moment is still decent. And we can just hope to build on that to ensure that I move as close to the first 1k or 10k between now and game week 8 or 9. One of the ways I plan to do that basically is by activating my wild card a bit earlier than I anticipated, because as much as there's not much to fix in my team, there are quite a number of changes that are imperative, particularly immediately after the international break. Though at the moment we're not knee-jerking anything, we're just waiting and watching and paying attention to news and development as far as a whole number of things are concerned. However, it doesn't hurt to plan ahead, does it? No, not at all. So how do we set this team up for game week 3? Well, in goal is Robert Sanchez. In the defense, Trent Alexander-Arnold takes first place. Then Dallin Amate comes in next. Leicester will be playing Norwich, and Norwich at the moment just seem to be conceding all the goals. So having lost the first 2 matches of the season, this match is make or break for Leicester. So I expect Leicester to keep a clean sheet and of course score loads of goals against a Norwich side who are pretty weak. Pretty weak. And to complete the 3-man backline is Luke Shaw. Manchester United will be playing Wolves in game week 3, and even though in the first 2 games they were quite lively, they were quite entertaining, quite industrious, it will be interesting to see what that game what surprise the game will give us. Really, in the midfield, I'm still maintaining my custom 5-man midfield, and first is Mo Salah against Chelsea, a tricky game, but then I trust, you just have to trust your premium players, right? You just can't say of that game that they will just tear everybody up irrespective of the opposition. Next is Bruno Fernandes against Wolves away, and of course Harvey Barnes against Norwich. Like I said earlier, this is like the last dance for him, the last chance for him to come up with a goal, for him to have those attacking returns that Leicester as a whole, perhaps Jimmy Vardy in the first game, have not produced. So against Norwich, Harvey Barnes have to deliver and reward the trust and the confidence that I had in him to put him in all of my draft in pre-season, and of course my final draft going into game week 1. The final 2 spots in the midfield goes to Mason Greenwood against Wolves and Jarrod Bowen playing against Crystal Palace. That match, of course, is Bowen's last chance in my team to assist me to catch up with Ben-Rama owners who have had the advantage in the past 2 game weeks, over myself, who own Bowen instead, and hopefully will, convert those creativity into FPL points this time around. Otherwise, will be leaving my team after the international break. And finally, into the attack, Mikel Antonio playing against a very, very weakened Crystal Palace team, and Danny Ings against Brentford at home. I expect those 2 to again produce what they know how to produce best in those 2 games. So my bench have Jason Steele, Brighton's backup goalkeeper, Ben White, Konstantinos Tsimikas, who may not play in the game against Chelsea, and the Robertson will come back into the team for this particular fixture. And finally, Michael Obafemi against Newcastle United. So who's going to have the honor of captaining this team for this game week? Well, that is Mikel Antonio at home against Crystal Palace. He's basically, for me, the standout captain for game week 3. Except maybe you have Jimmy Vardy in your team, a premium forward against Norwich. You can back him for goals and for returns. If you have a Son in your team too, or maybe Harry Kane, if he starts in game week 3, he is also a good shout for captaincy for game week 3. But for my team at the moment, Wolves with Fernandes is tricky. Chelsea or Salah, anything can happen. But one guy who I can really trust for the captaincy armband is Mikel Antonio. And vice captain goes to Danny Ings, who is playing at home against Brentford. So that is a thought right now. For some transfer thoughts, at the moment, Ben White's ownership keep decreasing. I don't want to lose any valuable money on him, so I might be transferring him out for a look alien that I've talked extensively about in my previous videos. Romelu Lukaku is also on my watch list. His performance against Arsenal was majestic. Had 8 shots, 2 shots on target, created 2 big chances. He scored a goal on his debut. Even though the plan was to switch to Chelsea's assets starting from game 7, Lukaku might just find his way to my team way before then. But then at the moment, we'll just take time to sink it all in, watch how things will turn out with the whole international break and quarantining, isolation, and those players who won't be available for game 4 and 5. Will Salah be available? Will he not be available? All of this needs to come into perspective before I then make my decision. Either moving to Lukaku now, just wait a bit more and see how things turn out. So that is it, guys. That is how my team is shaping up for game week 3. How did you do in game week 2? Why not let me know in the comment section how your team is faring at the moment? What are your thoughts towards game week 3 too? Any transfer plans, any question you want me to answer, just put it down there. I'll be right there to relate with you guys every step forward, all the way to game week 3. So do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. It costs absolutely nothing. Finally subscribe, guys. Subscribe so that you can assist me in building this channel. And until I see you in the next video, it's bye for now.